Okay, I'm gonna go on. I think we have. Yeah, he is. What? Yeah. Yeah, because we can't keep going in the coach's room. No, I'll let him know right now. Do you hear that? Listen, just listen. Yeah. It's an audio piece. Yeah, we do. Hey, NFHS is calling me. Should I answer them or not? Okay. Hello? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. We have video signal now, and I'm not sure about sound yet. Do you have it pulled up? Hold on, stop. Check. Well, it's working. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Right. I think we have it all set up now. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me switch. Hello? Okay. So here's. Yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna put you on with Connor, and I'm gonna go broadcast. So hold on one sec. God, if it just. She's just gonna watch the game and see if it's good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael Manugian with Raider Sports Network. 0-0 is the score with 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. Columbine punts on a 4th and 13. It's going to go into the end zone. So Raiders have the ball now on the 20-yard line with 2:04 left to go. We apologize for the technical difficulties. And so now we're back at it with 2:04 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Raiders on the 20-yard line. They brought it down to the right around the 27-yard line on their first drive and then punted. Columbine drives the other way and now punts. So as the Raiders head onto the field, quick overview of both these teams. Columbine 10-1, and so are the Raiders. So both teams with great records. Justin hands it off to Keon, takes it up the middle, does a spin moving, gets 5 or 6 yards. So with 1:40 left to go, Raiders are on the 27-yard line, 2nd and 3. 2 receivers out to the right side for Justin Lamb. Keon right next to him, who's had a great season all year. He's going to give to Keon. Goes up the middle again. Enough for the first down and more. So Keon battles through. Gets the first down, then some. Regis averaging 128 rushing yards per game. On the other hand, Columbine, 288 rushing yards per game. So Columbine definitely a running team. Then on the other hand, Regis passing 169 yards an average per game. So solid in both areas. Gives it to Keon again. Tries to get up the middle, but has nowhere to go. Stopped right around the first down, right around the line of scrimmage. Looks like a loss of 1 yard on that play. 42 seconds left now to go. Columbine only averaging 76 passing yards per game. And total, Regis is at 351, and Columbine 364 for an average total yards per game. Now, 2nd and 11 for the Raiders. Justin and shotgun, 2 receivers out to the right side. Justin throws it over to Jack Peppercorn. Keeps it and slips on the field. Looks like he might have had room to run, but gets tripped up right around the 39-yard line. So that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Raiders are 3rd and 6. And they're set up on the 39-yard line. And for those of you at home, if you're still getting a sign that says no signal, make sure you refresh your screen. And you should be getting some video signal. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties and not being able to start this game on time. But luckily, you haven't missed anything yet. Score is still 0-0. Regis tonight definitely meeting their hardest challenge all year. Having such 2 hard games at the start of the season and then playing Mullen first round of the playoffs. They haven't seen a team like Columbine yet. And so this game determines what season will come to a close. So both teams putting all their effort into this game. Regis is currently on a 9-game winning streak, looking to extend. Definitely having a great season this year. It's now 2nd quarter underway. Justin throws it over the middle. Has a guy open and is hit hard. Lays down on the 45-yard line. The sideline looking for the flag as he was hit head-to-head, helmet-to-helmet contact. Looks like it was Cade Mendenhall who got hit hard right around the 45-yard line. So now the Raider section booing, but from up here it looked like he was going to make the tackle, and as the grass is really slippery, both players slipped. Helmet-to-helmet contact was made. So now the Raiders on 4th and 6 are going to punt. 11:53 left to go. Fair catch called. Looks like right around the 23-yard line. So Columbine now set up on the 23-yard line going the other way with 11:46 left to go. Columbine's star player this year is Connor Snow, their running back, averaging 92 yards per game, but it doesn't compare to Keon Martinez with 128. Now Columbine under center. Runs to the right side. Tries to go up the middle, but the Raider defense, #1 in the state, doesn't let him go anywhere. So now Columbine breaks their huddle and gets to the line of scrimmage with 11:11 left to go. 2nd and 8 for the Rebels. 3 back. They pitch it out. It looks like gets right back to the line of scrimmage. Still 3rd and 8. So with 10:38 left to go and the clock winding down, the Rebels are going to come out to the line of scrimmage again. And they switch formations. Now, only 2 back behind the quarterback. Quarterback's going to keep it. Dumps it out to the right side. It looks like he might have had enough for the first down. So now Columbine, they wait to see where the ref spots it. They might bring out the chains. 10:07 left to go in the second quarter. And the ref gives the signal for the first down. So the chains move. It'll be 1st and 10 now on the 33-yard line. So now Columbine in the same formation that they've been going to a lot tonight. 3 behind the quarterback. They give it up the middle. It's number 24. Tanner Hollins, the 6-foot sophomore. So a gain of 9 yards on that play. Now I'm here with Connor O'Donnell. And Connor, that formation they've been doing all night, a lot of fakes going on. What does the Raider defense need to do to stop that?
They just need to push strong up against their O-line, get in the backfield, and get them down.
It's now Columbine. Same formation again on 2nd and 1 with 9:30 left to go. Under center. They give it off. Goes to the left side. Taking up the middle. Looks like Michael Bennett making the tackle.
No, Michael, they just need to get a little stronger push in there.
Yeah, I think part of it is the Raider defense taking the bait every single time. There's 3 guys behind Logan Dermott, who it's hard for the Raiders to see where the ball's going with all the fakes, all the options that Logan has. So we'll see how they respond to it on this play. It's now in the full house formation.
Once again.
Giving up the middle. And he has room to run. Gets to the 20-yard line. The 10. It's going to be chased down. Takes it in for the touchdown. Number 24 for Columbine, Tanner Hollins. And that right there puts Columbine on the board first with 8:48 left to go in the second quarter. 6-0 Columbine. So that play right there, Raiders let Tanner take it up the middle and takes it all the way in for the touchdown. 6-0. Columbine goes up. And the extra point goes through the uprights. 7-0.
Now we're going to get a chance to see if the Raider offense can respond to Columbine's momentum.
Raider offense really need to find a way to change the momentum here. Looks like the rain stopped, but still really cold outside. So Keon definitely needs a strong return here to help bring that Raiders momentum strong, help it stay strong for the rest of this quarter.
If Keon can get a strong return here, they're probably going to go back to him pounding the rock up the middle and maybe try to get a big play and just respond.
They've been averaging on the year on kickoff return 16 yards. Definitely going to need more than that if we want a momentum swing here. Keon's back to receive. A bounce kick. Keon picks it up 12-yard line, gets a good block.
Just got tripped up right there. If he would have broken one more tackle, could have got maybe a 10 more yard gain.
Gets a 13-yard return to the 24-yard line. 8:43 now left to go. Raider offense looking to respond to the Columbine touchdown.
Michael, do you think they're going to throw more this drive?
I think with the weather, with the rain stopping, I think they're going to really put it in Justin's hands now. Maybe run the option, which is something they've been doing great all year.
Yeah, if Keon can break off something here, I really think this Raiders team could really start building more momentum.
Justin is going to give to Keon. Takes up the middle and stopped. And that's something the Raiders need to work on right now is their offensive line. Finding a way to stop it. The Columbine defense getting to the backfield so quick, and that's going to be a problem in the passing game if we can't hold their backfield.
It seems like they're preparing for the run a lot, not really expecting us to pass very much, so if we can maybe fool them here.
Two receivers out to the right side. Keon to the left to Justin. Justin's going to keep it. Looks to the left side. Finds Smallwood, who gets to the right around 32, 33-yard line.
Columbine keeps giving the Raiders that, they should take it every time.
Yeah, definitely. You were saying they weren't expecting the pass, and they throw it right there, and that's something that really is going to help the Raiders tonight is their pass game. Something that they don't usually go to with Keon being such a powerhouse. Now, ball given to Keon again, taking up the middle. A gain of around 3, maybe 4.
Gets them that first down that they needed. Keep the drive going.
Regis taking on the number 3 seed tonight. Regis is ranked 6 right now. Justin keeps it. Finds Smallwood again. But it goes in, and he does catch it right around the 44-yard line.
Right there, it seems like another pass Columbine wasn't ready for. So if they can continue passing the ball when they need to, get down the field pretty easily.
Justin able to find Smallwood on that play. Put it right in his hands. Moves them up to 2nd and 2 now. Justin gives it to Keon, who cuts back and has room to run. Gets past the 50-yard line to the 48.
That was a great move by Keon there. Cutting right, getting by the defender, and getting the more yards that they need.
So now the ball's on the 49-yard line, and timeout's going to be called by Columbine. 6:42 left to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Columbine Rebels lead over the Regis Raiders. Raiders moving quick here in the second quarter, giving the ball to Keon and finding Smallwood twice to get across the 50-yard line.
I think if they can keep getting that clean combination going, they can really start going through this Columbine defense and just going through them every drive and getting the scores they need to win this game. So they're coming back out on the field now. Columbine's defense going to try and stop the Raiders here. Haven't been doing it well this drive. See if they give it off to Keon or they're going to short pass again.
Justin's going to keep it. Has room. Starts to run to the left side. He's going to hold on to it. Gets to the 45-yard line and a hard hit after he's out of bounds.
You know, Mike, I couldn't really see there if that was a late hit or he just slipped.
Definitely the Raider section not happy about that. So now Justin gives to Keon. Tries to get somewhere, and the ball comes out, and it's recovered by the Columbine Rebels. Going the other way now.
It's just a major killer for this Raider offense. Now their defense needs to go out there and kill this Columbine momentum, because right now they just gained a ton more.
So Keon losing the ball on that play. Unable to hold on to it. So now Columbine with even more momentum after that fumble recovery on the 39-yard line.
Let's see if they go to that full house formation again. It's been really killing this Raider defense, but I really think they might be able to stop.
And that's something Coach Philman was telling us about. They were watching that full house formation the whole night, for the whole week, and studying it, and they're still not responding the way they want to. Giving to the fullback, taking up the middle for a gain of around 2 or 3.
Nice play by the Regis D-line there, stopping them for a shorter gain than what they were getting usually.
And Connor, as we were saying, the Raider D-line can't be fooled by the fake pitches and the different types of handoffs they're doing, every play action. So that's something that they need to work on right now, and that needs to change, is not taking the bait on any fakes.
Yeah, their defense really needs to step up this drive and make a play.
Now 2 behind the quarterback. Logan hands it off to the right side. And the Raider defense shuts him down.
It's another solid stop by this D-line, forcing a 3rd down. Now they're probably going to force to pass the ball. See if their coverage can hold up here.
So 3rd and 4 now with 5:31 left to go in the second quarter. The Raider defense shutting down Columbine on this drive.
Do you think they're going to go past Mike, or do you think they're going to continue to pound the rock on this 3rd down?
I think either way, Columbine has a pretty good chance of finding a gap. They've been doing that this whole game. That's the way they scored. Their first drive was in the same formation on the handoff. Looks like only one receiver now at the bottom of the screen. And they're going to do a fake. Quarterback starts to run, has nowhere to go, and is stopped.
What a great play by this Regis D-line. Forced them a 4th down. They're going to have to punt. Brings the ball back to Regis, and the momentum shifts a little bit here.
That's really exciting for the Raiders, forcing a 3 and out now. Looks like Cade Mendenhall warming back up to come back in the game as he's running up and down along the sideline. So Cade looks like he might be able to bounce back after taking that hit.
And you see Regis, let's see if they can get a good return here. Get some yards back, get good field position, give it back to the offense.
Aubrey set back to receive the punt. Let's take a bounce, and bounces in favor of Columbine as it goes out of bounds. Right around the 25-yard line.
Right now, the Regis offense really needs to go out there, take control of the game, run the ball, pass the ball, and just beat down this Columbine defense.
So now as the Raider offense comes back onto the field after fumbling the last drive. Looks for something with 4:05 left to go.
They really need a score here, Michael.
Justin in shotgun starts to roll out. Has no one to pass to, and he starts to run and takes a slide.
Smart move by Justin, avoiding the big hit, taking the safe route there.
So now, ball moves up to the 28-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Raiders.
Do you expect him to go past here, Michael?
I think that's something they might go to. They tried to go to it last time. Justin kept it. They set up with 2 receivers on the right side of the field, spread out, and Aubrey down at the bottom of the screen. Justin gives to Keon a draw, cuts up to the left side, and gets hit right around the 35-yard line.
Great play call by the Raiders there, really fooling the Columbine defense and getting really solid yards that they needed.
Yeah, it's a great call. Waiting to give it to Keon. Picks up the first down and gets to the 36-yard line. So now, same formation for the Raiders. Justin, time in the pocket. Throws over to the right side and a low pass. Hard for Aubrey to catch that one, but Raiders still trying to stay positive on this drive with 3:07 left to go.
It's only 2nd and 10. They don't really need to force anything here. They can get short yardage, go for something deep if they fool them.
Raiders set back up with the same formation. 2 receivers on the right side, and Aubrey set up on the line of scrimmage. Justin keeps it. Screen past it.
Oh.
Looks like Keon. Keon cuts to the right side and has room to run. Gets across the 50-yard line. 40. And taken down at the 35-yard line on the other side of the field.
Another great play call by Regis, getting that screen going. Keon making a bunch of good moves and getting many yards down the field, getting into Columbine territory.
Keon picks it up at the 36-yard line and now takes it across the field into their 34-yard line. Now, Tom Tuatelli comes back into the game.
And it's a timeout by Regis.
So now, timeout called by Regis. And with that, we're going to show you some highlights from last week's game against Mullen. We'll be back on the Raider Sports Network. And that kick is good. Going to keep throwing over the middle, finds Jake Heimlicher, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Finds a gap, takes it up the middle, and he breaks the tackle. Gets to the 40-yard line, the 30, the 20, the 10. Keon Martinez now starts to run. The ball comes out, and it's going to be recovered by the Raiders. Going the other way. So now as the Raiders come back onto the field on a 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line after a long drive by Keon. Justin's gonna keep it. Play action.
Going deep.
Throws deep to Aubrey Marshall. Marshall Parker in the end zone. Touchdown.
What a great play action call by Regis. Big play from Justin. Great throw, great catch. Regis on the board, got the momentum back.
Aubrey with two cornerbacks on him. Able to come up with the catch. A great throw by Justin.
Aubrey beat the defenders there with his speed, getting behind him. Big throw by Justin.
So now, Raiders put their first points on the board with 2:41 left to go in the second quarter. 7-6. And the Raiders sideline pumped up after that play. And now for the extra point. Through the uprights, and it's good. So tie game with 2:41 left to go in the second quarter.
Raiders defense needs a big stop right here. 2:41 left. Columbine has plenty of time to move the ball down the field. So Regis defense needs to step up.
So Regis coming up big there. Finding Aubrey Marshall Parker in the back of the end zone. "34-yard touchdown reception for Aubrey. And a 76-yard drive for the Raiders, their biggest tonight.
We just can't allow a big kick return here. If Columbine gets good field position, still plenty of time to score.
Looks like Connor Snow leading rushing yards per game, set back to receiving. Regis this year has been doing a great job is not getting it to their guys back to receive short kicks. They need to watch the ball, make sure it doesn't go out of bounds. Is going to be the key on this one. They do an onside kick, and it goes off.
Regis nearly recovered that onside kick.
Goes off one of the Raiders' leg. Looks like it might have gone off Aubrey, but they had him fooled there.
Looks like Columbine's going to get some pretty good field position here. Regis defense needs to be the great defense they've been all year.
So now it looks like a holding call. It's now Columbine.
Different form. I form.
Set up in the I formation. He's going to keep it.
QB kept it.
Has nowhere to throw to.
Good job of the
Dumps it to the right side, and pass is broken up by number 9 for the Raiders,
There's a flag on the field.
Patrick Rowe.
There's a flag on the field, middle of the field. It's probably going to be holding, I would assume, on the Columbine O-line. D-line made a nice push there. Looks like.
Now, the ball moves back.
That's a big holding call on Columbine right there. Moves him back. Oh. Yeah, actually an ineligible man down the field for Columbine. Still moves him back. Good amount of yards.
So Columbine now set up on the 37-yard line, 1st and 15. 2:33 left to go in the second quarter.
Another I-form set from Columbine.
Undercenter snaps fumbled. Looks like Tanner for the Rebels might have fell on it right away, but
Columbine gets a lucky break right there. That could have been huge for the Regis defense.
it still is huge, making it 2nd and 15 now. Excuse me, 2nd and 16.
Regis' defense just needs to hold him here, not let Columbine get this first down.
So with 2 minutes left to go, Columbine set up on the 36-yard line. 2nd and 16. Now a timeout called by Columbine.
They're probably going to reset there. Regis the defense just needs to keep the momentum they have, keep pushing them back, and force a stop here.
Yeah, especially coming to the close of this second quarter. Columbine looking to make something happen, but Raiders looking for the stop here. With Columbine on the 36-yard line.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nick Sangelis filling in at play-by-play. About 1:46 left to go in this second quarter. Columbine lines up in the I formation. Plays dead. Timeout called by the Raiders.
Back-to-back timeouts, one by Columbine now for the Raiders. Both teams trying to reset now. Regis went for the onside kick on this drive and unable to come up with it. That's how Columbine had such great field position.
It's a gutsy call, but sometimes in these tight playoff races, got to make moves.
Got to try to throw the other team off their guard, and that's exactly what Coach Philman did, but Raiders unable to come up with it.
And let me tell you something. That touchdown pass there was beautiful. Absolutely great way to tie up this game right before halftime.
Aubrey covered up by two guys and still able to come up with the catch in the back of the end zone.
Now, Michael, tell me what this Raider D can do to improve here on this 2nd and 16 play.
You know, what we were saying is, you know, they can't fall for the fakes. That's something Columbine's been doing all game. Fake pitches, play actions, and they just got to stand their ground, and there's another example of it.
Rolls out to the right, throws that way. He's got a couple of yards to run. Pushed out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Cuts the distance to go in half. Now, Michael, give me a summary of this Columbine offense.
You know, Columbine, we were saying that the formation they go to is really all about fakes, especially in the T formation. With three guys back, they have so many options, pitches. They can throw it, keep it. So Raider defense needs to stand the ground and not take the bait on anything.
Here's that out formation. Hand out to the fullback this time, and he is shut down.
Jake Heimlicher strips the ball out.
Ball's loose. I don't believe a whistle was called. Raiders think they have it. Ball was already downed. Still a great job to stuff that thing right at the line of scrimmage. And looked like a dead play to begin with. Tried to hand it off to the fullback. Transfer wasn't clean. So it brings up 4th down. Columbine be forced to punt. Clock ticks with 57 seconds left to go. See a lot of these fans wishing the Raiders to call a timeout.
So now the clock does stop.
Delay game is the call. So now instead of 4th and 7, it's 4th and 12. Of course, doesn't make too much difference for this Columbine team. Something we knew coming into this game was that the Raider defense was going to have to play up to their name, and they did so on this drive. And the ball snapped low on the ground, trickles for a little bit. He's trying to run for it. Gets a block, gets around the outside, breaks a couple of tackles. Huge block there, but ends up getting right back to the line of scrimmage. So a poor snap gives the Raiders unreal field position here for this next drive.
Tama looks like he almost had the kicker on that, but unable to get him as he was able to break out of that wrap.
Great job of awareness there defensively to recognize that it was a broken play. 32 seconds left to go for the Raiders to work with. Certainly look for the deep threat of Bobby Marshall Parker as we saw in the last drive. Lamb is showing precision from that distance. Here he is in the shotgun. Waits for him a little bit. Throws across the middle. Ball's caught. Moderate gain. Timeout call by the Raiders. And as we see there on the previous play, they were holding their timeouts till now. Michael, what does the Raider offense need to do to score here?
And I think not trying to play out of what they know how to do. And we saw them set up there. Looked like it was going to be a Hail Mary, but something they don't really need to go to. They're good with the short game and then getting yards after that with great blocks. And so I think a little short pass. We saw the screen pass. Keon got 30-plus yards on that. So definitely something the Raiders could go to again is a screen. We also know the option they've been running all years worked great for them.
Yeah, they've especially broken that out in third down situations. It's paid off, as we saw tonight. So now 2nd and 4. Clock, not a friend of this Raider team. Lamb out of the shotgun. He's got Martinez to his left. 2 wide receivers to either side. Flush out of the pocket, breaks one arm tackle. Throws out to the left. That's Martinez. Shakes and bakes one defender. Not too much yards after. Steps out of bounds. Good enough for a first down. Clock stops with 16. Raiders look at their bench. Marshall Parker's out to the left, as is Cade Mendenhall. Lamb drops back in the pocket, looks out to that left side, squeezes that one in, complete to Cade Mendenhall. Good enough for a first down. Clock will start as soon as the ball is set. Currently sits at 11 seconds, spiked down by Justin Lamb. So now the Raiders fall into the Columbine red zone. Probably 1 or 2 plays left to go before you got to kick a field goal. I say you got to take a shot to the end zone here. No timeouts left. Lamb back in the pocket. Looks on the left side, throwing in the end zone. Marshall Parker, incomplete. Trying to go back shoulder there, well covered. 6 seconds left to go. Michael, do you run another play?
I think you got to play it safe and go end the half with a lead of 3 and kick the field goal here.
And that's what they're lined up to do. So Thrasher on to kick this one. $35-yarder. We just died down considerably as he kicks this one away. A little bit low, but perfectly aligned. So the Raiders take a 10-0 lead after being down 7-0. Coming into about 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And they walk away with the momentum in the first half. barring a surprise in the kickoff. Michael, what did you see in that drive?
You know, I think exactly what they did is the same thing that they practiced. You know, they did what they knew how to do, and they took it nice and easy, didn't rush anything, and able to put 3 points up on the board.
Indeed they did. 0.8 seconds left on the clock. So you assume Raiders line up to kick something short and low. Marshall Parker will hold this ball. Looks like it's Thrasher to kick it away. Usually they go to Kevin Green on the kickoffs, and they kick it high and deep. Returnable ball here, but he dropped it. Still has some room to run, and he is shut down. Hit hard at the 15-yard line, and that'll take us into halftime. What an emphatic way to end the first half for the Raiders. Stunted offensively in the first half, in the first quarter rather, and came alive in the second. They take a 10-7 lead. We'll take a quick break here on the Raiders Sports Network before the halftime show. And coming up right now is the weekly video shown around Regis Jesuit High School. It's the Boys Division RJ TV show. You might recognize me in there. I don't know. Let's see what you see. Here it is. What's up, guys? I'm Nick Sangelis, and that's the heroic.
And this, as you know, is another epi of RJ TV.
And that kick is good. Gonna keep throwing over the middle, finds Jake Heimlicher, and he's gonna take it in for the touchdown. Finds a gap, takes it up the middle, and he makes a tackle. Gets to the 40-yard line, the 30, the 20, the 10. Keon Martinez now starts to run. The ball comes out, and it's gonna be recovered by the Raiders.
Kyle, let's start things off with the blood drive. People were filing in all day for a truly fantastic cause.
Yeah, Nick, every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. These Raider participants added themselves to the nearly 7 million who donated blood every year in the U.S.
For the donors, it was more than about simply sacrificing their time. It was about giving back.
Felt like I should give back to the community.
It's just a bunch of people that are always in need of blood.
One donation helps save 3 lives.
I have plenty of blood to give, so why not give back when I can just regenerate and those people can't?
People are often deterred by the pain of the needle or the lightheadedness donating blood can cause.
The needle hurts a little bit, but after that, you don't really notice it. They keep asking you to squeeze a stress ball.
There's just a little prick here and there, but other than that, it's pretty quick.
It's a tiny bit of pain that's done, so it's not bad.
Go out and donate blood. Especially over the holiday season, your sacrifice is needed.
I think it's definitely necessary. There's always people in need, but yeah, if you have the opportunity to, I think it's great to do it.
And if you're scared, it's not scary at all. I mean, it's a tiny needle. It goes right in, it's done.
Next, Kyle, we got the poll of the week. Eminem and Alex Gomez take us through vampires versus werewolves. No contest, though. Werewolves are going to win all day.
No. Vampires or werewolves?
Oh man, vampires.
Vampires. Vampires. Vampires. Werewolves.
Vampires.
Werewolf? I'm going with vampires.
You know, I got to go with Team Jacob, so werewolves.
Like vampires, like look at Tommy, see? He's got big teeth, you know? And vampires have the same kind of thing going on.
Nick, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's an awful lot of beards floating around school. Well, apparently, there is a reason for that. No Shave November is upon us.
This month is No Shave November by Regis Jesuit. Colin Christianberry, who's joined with me today, is running the project. Colin, why did you start No Shave November?
It's always fun not to shave for a full month, but also I know people that are affected by testicular and prostate cancer, and not enough awareness is brought to these men's health issues, so it's good to get awareness to that.
How's it going, guys? I'm with Peter Oakes. How's it going, Peter?
Nice to meet you, Leo.
How did you come up with how did this get going in the first place?
Oh, well, this has been going along at Regis for quite a while now. I've been participating myself since my freshman year. I've been helping to run it since my sophomore year. I just think it's a great way to raise money to give back and kind of bring awareness to something that affects half the population, and half the population are at risk for.
Finally, Kyle, we got a quick recap of the play. Jorge Paredes and Franzo Bauer walk us through one of the greatest productions in recent memory.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the studio, Nick.
For Kyle Schwartz and the rest of the RGA TV crew, I'm Nick Sanglis. Have one heck of an afternoon.
It's going to be like the Columbine side this time because the sides are switched, right? No. Are you serious? Why do you think all the Regis stuff is still out here? I mean, like, no. The starting sides are switched. Oh, yeah, so let's stay on this side. Okay, we're going to stay on this side. Same stuff. Not this. Please no.
What's all this stuff that they do on the iPads? Like, what is this stuff? Do they like film on the sideline or some shit?
They do. No idea though.
You don't do that stuff?
No, we don't film on the sidelines.
Are you in this club?
Yeah, yeah.
Like RJ's
Yeah.
network? How many kids are in it, do you think? Like, how many kids are in the club? How many kids do you have?
It changes all the time.
Is there like a limit?
No. No. We meet on Mondays if you want to come.
Yeah, we're probably gonna want to join. I am at least. I mean, it's probably too late, but like next year probably.
No, you can join anytime.
I mean, but do you guys still like do stuff, events? Like, do you still do like?
Yeah, we do basketball.
Oh, okay.
And hockey. So if you wanna.
Yeah, I'll probably join. What do you want to do, Nutty? You want to be the announcer?
Yes.
Yes? No, they already got you.
Don't say anything.
Huh?
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything now.
No, I know. That wasn't what I was saying. I was saying when you join the club, you gotta compete with them. You gotta get better. You gotta train. Chill. I'm gonna be the camera. Who's usually your cameraman that works that thing that me and Bo were working? Who's usually the cameraman, dude, that like works the thing that Bo was working?
Depends. You sign up.
You sign up?
Yeah. Like you sign up at the meeting, like what you want to do.
Like for like weekly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So So we take the upcoming games and then you sign.
Do you have one like next like Monday when we go to school next like Monday? Like the upcoming
Tyler's
Monday?
losing.
Oh! No way. My man Grammy, those kids are about to go nuts.
Yeah.
Those kids get way more hyped than Valor.
We wouldn't let Grammy do the championship.
Why?
That's just lame.
Come on, it's
They win this championship? Oh, she already wants it. I'm scared. I'm not ready.
Don't go like, oh, you.
I'm gonna text him with this.
I have to, or else it's done. She's like, we either go all the way, I'll either all in or all. You either have to run all the chips in. Act like what?
It's like you're throwing the chips to you expect.
No, that's the level of disrespect. That you just grab it right there and bite that shit.
No, like what you stick it's a ball.
No, you can't end the flow like that.
Go the whole night.
I don't know.
I know Valor's losing.
It's 4 points.
How's Creek doing?
I can't get the score of that. Yeah, probably.
I think Creek plays tomorrow.
We just went.
I'd much rather play you, Chris.
I Loki just went. Loki, you're hyping. Like, medium.
This is what I've
Dude,
done.
I hate you people who copy NFL logos. And then straight copy off the Patriots.
Like, Eagle Crest does it too.
There's so many teams. Like the smallest ones do it too. There's like a bunch of ones with the same Falcons logo with the Falcons.
Yeah.
The Cardinal is like a huge concrete one.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to come up with another Cardinal.
I think Eagle Crest uses a variation of the Eagles logo.
Too sketch, bro.
I'm like, there's still that point.
See, like, someone will be like, there's a 0.1 chance of death. Okay, 0.1 chance of death.
And I was like, well, think about
Their
it.
coach probably they gotta probably
You're just
yell at
You're just an accident waiting to happen. You're ready. Look at those, bro.
Let's hope they do better though.
Like they're just an accident wins. The game.
That should have been called. That should have been called. I'm shocked they didn't call that.
Like everything should
You already did food?
Yes.
I'm gonna go back down and get food. Sorry, annoyed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
just
Grammy
starting
must be going nuts.
Yeah.
They're fine now. Yeah, there's gonna be like an extra like 4 minutes.
Go back to the game.
Hey guys, they have that poster back towards
Yeah, everything's ready.
Go back down to
I mean, you guys can use it until like maybe a couple minutes after.
I'll be right back.
Go back on.
I can hear you, but you're cutting out. You're gonna have to press the button and speak louder.
You need someone to move that thing still, right?
To move what? Oh, I can
You're cutting out. I can't hear you at all.
I just told you guys, Valor's losing.
Oh my gosh, I gotta check up on these stats real quick.
Well, I don't know where John is, but I still, like, you're cutting out.
They're losing 14-10 right now at the half.
Yo! Let me pull up stats real quick. So is Nick gonna come back up here, or is he done?
It's back to the, like, cutting out, like, every second. So you're either gonna have to match with that beat, or you're just like, I can't understand you at all.
What's the score of Cherry Creek and Eagle Crest game?
Tomorrow.
Actually?
Yeah.
All right, so you got that.
Valor,
Pomona,
Pomona's winning by a lot.
Okay.
Sweet. All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the Raiders Sports Network. I'm Michael Manugian alongside Connor O'Donnell. 1:40 left to go at the end of this half time. And an update on some other high school sports right now. Pomona is beating Fairview. And Valor Christian is losing to Grandview 14-10, which you can see up on your screen right now. Cherry Creek and Eagle Crest will be playing tomorrow, and that'll decide who the winner of this game plays. So, both teams are going to be a tough challenge, no matter who wins. We beat Cherry Creek before, and it'd be great to play them again. And a school rivalry, but Eagle Crest, number 2 in the state.
Michael, we got to make sure we win this game first.
I don't want to get ahead of myself right here.
Too ahead of yourself.
We still have to win this game. We're up 10-7. Columbine's going to receive the kick to start this half. And Connor, don't be surprised if we go with the onside kick again. I know we've tried it once and it didn't work, but Coach Philman loves doing surprises. You know, he goes with Justin on the punt, and you can see right now how excited he is down on the sideline. Yeah. And so he's trying to get this team pumped up. The Raiders have somewhat of a student section here to cheer them on and feed off some more energy.
He just has the lead. I agree with you, Michael. Onside kick, not a big surprise because we have the lead. There's a lot to risk, but we'll still have the lead. So, I mean, not much to lose.
But either way, wherever the ball goes, the Raiders have such a strong defense, ranked number 1 in the state. So really going to be solid for them to stay strong tonight and to not give up. And I think they've been doing a great job of not taking the bait. What I mean by that, Connor, is not falling for the fakes and every single play action. They don't go right after that running back. And so I think that's really what's helped them.
Yeah, so far today they've done a really good job on defense, proving they are worthy of that number 1 spot in the state.
Indeed, you are correct, Connor. And now it's now third quarter underway. Columbine set back to receive. Columbine hasn't had any strong returns yet that have affected their starting position, but the onside kick is what really got them their best field position to start this game.
We're back here on the Raiders Sports Network. I'm Nick Sagos alongside Michael Manugian. Raiders set to kick this one away. Nursing a 10-7 lead, heading into the second half. Kicks a bit short. Fielded that to 5. Makes one cut. Breaks an arm tackle. Still on his feet. Down about the 35-yard line.
So that's probably the strongest kick we've seen so far. Excuse me, the strongest return we've seen for Columbine so far. Bringing it up to the 35-yard line.
So Columbine, after losing all that momentum they gained in the first quarter, at the tail end of the first half, excuse me. Now they start this drive. Full house formation. Fake the handoff to the left side, instead go to the right. Gain of about 5.
And Nick, that T formation, something you don't see very often. You don't ever see it in the NFL, and to see it in high school sports is really a surprise, but something that the Raiders had to work on this week going into this game. They've been doing a great job staying with it.
And we've seen this Raider defense really dominate a couple of the teams in the last weeks. But coming against a new offense, that's always a wild card. So far, they've handled it fairly well tonight. Hand off to the fullback. Carries a couple of men on his shoulders. Gain of 10. Down right at the 49-yard line. Logan Dermott under center for Columbine here. Again, they use that T formation. Confusing me, and Dermott keeps it himself. Around the right edge. And Michael, we know this Raider front line has been so pointed in the last weeks. Jake Heimlicher, JT Kamer, and Ben Heck joining in there. How do they handle this T formation? So much confusion in the backfield. How do they pick up the ball?
I think the key is for the Raider defense to, count in their heads 1,001, 1,002, 1,003 and wait instead of going after the first guy they see run because, as we said, there's so many options that Columbine has set up in that formation.
Dermott hands it to the tailback, bursts through the front line, on his way around the left edge, wrapped up at about the 12-yard line. Clock continues to tick. Great pickup there for Columbine. We see this Columbine team coming into today. Had 288 rushing yards per game and only 76 in the air. They certainly love to use this T formation. Confuse you in the backfield. Pick up yards that way. So the ball's at the 13-yard line. Dermott under center. I formation this time. Hand it off to the fullback. Carries for about 2 yards. Well done there by the Raider front line.
Raiders really got to stop this play right here. Force the third down pass.
Indeed. Big play here. Pitched out to the tailback. Wrapped up in the backfield. Trucks ahead for a couple more yards. Really not much there, though. Well done. And I'll tell you what, Michael, this Raider student section travels well.
Yeah, definitely giving off a lot of energy for the Raiders. They needed to stop this third down right here.
3rd and 6. Pitch out to the left side. Breaks one arm tackle. Dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Columbine. A 9-yard dart to the end zone. Gives Columbine presently a 13-10 lead. And that's just a tough play to pick up for the Raider defense. Great job of running right through the arm tackles. That kick is good, but up here the Raiders were offsides. Doesn't seem to be a flag. So 14-0, Columbine. 14-10, excuse me.
Raiders now down by 4 with 8:18 left to go in the third quarter. Hoping for a big return here.
So after all the momentum they picked up at the tail end of that second quarter, Columbine strikes back here early in the second half. .8:18 left to go in the third quarter before kick this one away. Michael, what do the Raiders need to do to strike here on offense?
I think what they've been doing the whole game, sticking to what they know, not trying to anything new, not trying to score big. And again, we saw this earlier in the game. Referees taking a long time to place the ball down. Not sure what the reason is for it, but definitely taking a while.
So finally, ball spotted. And we're ready to go.
Looks like Keon set back to receive.
2 men back there for the Raiders. Short kick. Bounces once. And a flag is thrown. Offsides called on Columbine. So they'll force him to re-kick, but this time
further back now.
Enough to do it from the 35.
Looks like it was number 81 that left early for Columbine. And not by much, but enough to have the flag thrown.
And you don't see that called a lot, so must have been overt to the referee there. So finally, we'll see if this first drive for the Raiders can commence here in the second half. A lot of delays so far. This ball actually kicked deeper than the last one. Fielded at the 15. This is Keon Martinez. Tried to make a couple of tackles, spun down at the 25. The Raiders will start their drive from there.
Raiders in not bad field position. Trying to take it all the way here. Put them up 17-14.
Lamb out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws out to the right side. Aubrey Marshall Parker. Really not much there. Gain of probably 2.
And Aubrey really such a strong player coming in off pneumonia the past couple days. Able to start tonight.
Certainly not great weather to come back from such an illness. Weather continues to drop. Lamb fakes the handoff again. Looking deep downfield, not much there. Flushed out of the pocket and strung down at the 17-yard line. Sack from Columbine.
A huge setback for the Raiders right there. Need to find a way to bounce back after that.
So 2nd and 8 becomes 3rd and 17. Nearly unmanageable, but we've seen big plays from the Raiders, especially tonight. What a gorgeous touchdown throw by Justin Lamb at the tail end of that first half to Aubrey Marshall Parker. Lamb fakes the handoff again. Throws a quick bubble screen out to Marshall Parker, and again, almost identical to that first down play. Not much there. Gained it probably 3. Michael, what do you think of the play call there?
You know, I think they didn't want to risk anything, and so it wasn't the worst call, but not something I was expecting.
So now Jack Peppercorn set to punt this one away. Stands at about the 10. This is a high kick. Fair catch called for, but it takes a Raider bounce. Falls down to the opposing 15-yard line. So a fantastic punt from Jack Peppercorn. And Columbine will have a lot of green to work with.
Great pump there. Jack Peppercorn putting it all the way to the 16-yard line with 5:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
So presumably, we'll see Columbine come out in the T formation here. Occasionally see them use that I formation. That is a little more traditional, but now they got 3 backs in that T formation. Fake the handoff. Excuse me. Had me fooled. Handed off up the middle.
And another update on another high school sport going on. Grandview's up 21-10 over at Valor. Something we weren't expecting.
Certainly would be quite the upset. Valor's had a fantastic year. So now Demon under center, pitches out to the right. And a fantastic tackle made in open space. Raiders thwart that play. Again under center, fakes the handoff, flips a floater, and well caught. Brought out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. First down, Columbine. .4:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Columbine moving methodically, but big gainer there. Reignites this drive. And the handoff up the middle. And he certainly was free, but because the play was called dead. Let's see what the referees decide. Offsides in the Raiders. So big game becomes bigger. 1st and 5 from about the 46. Excuse me, 42. Another team formation. Demon under center. This time to hand it off towards the left side. Tripped up. Good enough for a first down, though. Little extracurricular activity after the play. Referees make no acknowledgement. And this run game, you know, we saw a team rely heavily on the run game last week, but not really much worked in today. Columbine doing a fantastic job running the ball on the stout Raider defense. A little bit different formation here. Demon hands it off to a fullback, and he's darting free. Wrapped up by Michael Bennett at about the 20-yard line, but another huge gainer for Columbine. Michael, what does this Raider defense have to do to eliminate these big plays?
You know, I think, as we said before, not being fooled on those plays. And so, if they can stop that and know where the ball is, I know we've been fooled up here before too. So if they can stay honest and stay on their line and not take the bait, even if they have a gain, it's better than a 30-yard gain.
Indeed. So timeout called here. Excuse me, injury timeout.
Looks like it's Tama Tuatelli.
That'd be quite the loss for the Raider linebacking core. And on the offensive end, too, he's put a couple of snaps as running back. Quite the talented athlete, senior. So we'll see how this Raider team bounces back after a couple of big plays. 2:44, let's go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20. And it's that T formation. Again, Demon. Hands off the middle. Trucks through a couple of guys. Carried forward to the 10-yard line. Should be good enough for a first down.
Looks like another injured player.
This game has certainly slowed down a little bit. Columbine really controlling the possession game. Moving the ball methodically, but effectively. First and goal from the 10-yard line will be coming up here. You got to expect him to keep using that run game. You've only thrown it about a handful of times on the evening. You got to stick to your bread and butter. They do here. Hand it off up the middle. Breaks free for a couple of yards. Right about at the goal line. Marked down at about the 2. And they're just simply picking up 5-6 yards every running play. Might be brutal to watch because it's a little bit slower, but works incredibly effectively, especially for this style of run game that the Raiders just can't figure out. Timeout called by Regis Jesuit. Forced to take one. Try to figure out how to make a goal line stand. And Michael, with about a minute 32 left, I just want to say I'll be giving up the fourth quarter to Connor O'Donnell. But if this is, in fact, the last game of the... No matter what the outcome of this game is, I just want to say I've had one heck of a career here broadcasting Raider games. Of course, I'll still be doing a little bit of basketball and maybe a little lacrosse, but, you know, so you certainly still see me around, but I just want to give my thanks for being able to do football here all these years. 3 years, to be exact. Feels like quite the career.
Yeah, you had a good run, Nick.
Thank you.
We're definitely going to miss you up here.
Well, it's not completely over, but, you know.
This game is far from over.
Game is far from over. And absolutely, not by any means am I saying it's over, but just thought I'd give a couple of sentiments before I head out in this game. And a lot of confusion there in the backfield, but kept by the quarterback Demon for a touchdown.
And that's something that we were talking about, the Raiders not taking the bait, and right there it looked like the ball was handed off to number 21, and that's who everyone went after. But instead it was kept and taking to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
So DeArmond with the rushing touchdown increases the lead to 20-10 currently, barring the PAT. Extra point is good. Minute 28 left to go in the third quarter. 21-10 lead for Columbine.
Raiders need a strong return here. We saw Keon return one last game against the Mullen Mustangs. Wouldn't be surprised if it happens again.
So the Raiders came into this game with a 9-game winning streak and defeating the team that handed its only blemish, Mullen, last week. 17-10. Now find themselves down by 2 scores. Junior quarterback Logan DeArmond for Columbine is having a great year. Showing his stuff tonight, but it's been the run game that's been the story. And that T formation the Raiders have just not found an answer for quite yet. It's kept the bleeding to a minimum. And the offense is supplemented. But if they're going to win this one, got to find a way to stop that run game.
Looks like Aubrey takes that one.
Kickoff falls to Marshall Parker's hands. About the 15-yard line, he weaves around a couple defenders. Try to get around the edge, but he's wrapped up. Taken out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So how important is this drive coming up here for the Raiders, Michael?
You know, they really need to come off strong here. This is their chance with 1:21 left to go in the third quarter. If they can score here, really help their momentum. Putting them only down by 4.
Here's Lamb in the shotgun. Hands it off to the right side. Here's Martinez. Try to get around that edge, but a great tackle made. Loss of 1 on the play. Second and 11 coming up.
Raiders' offensive line really need to do a better job holding their D-line back and getting some better blocks so Keon has the way to run.
Lamb's got two receivers to his left. Looks that way. Throwing deep down the sideline. Just over the head of Cade Mendenhall. Excuse me, Jack Peppercorn. And a quick correction on that. Excuse me, we'll do some more research before I barge in there. Presently, it's a 3rd and 11 situation. Lamb out of the shotgun. And Martinez fell down in the backfield after receiving the handoff.
Looks like he was trying to go with the draw play, but slippery backfield, and Keon ends up on his feet.
Incredibly slippery out here. Rain has stopped, but its effects are still felt. Raiders be forced to punt here on a 4th and 18. Peppercorn again, punting away from deep on his own side. And this one's another beauty. Again, unable to be fielded, and it's trickling down inside the 5. What a gorgeous punt there by Jack Peppercorn.
Great punt that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Ball down to the 4-yard line, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play here. Well, Michael, it's been a pleasure. I hand it off to Connor here.
So, Connor, right now, going into the 4th quarter, right now Columbine is 12 minutes away from moving on if the score stays like this. In order for Regis to have this game go back in their favor, their defense needs to stay big. And I think that's going to be really strong. Their defense really needs to be strong in order to stop this Columbine offense right here on this drive.
I completely agree with you, Michael. They need to stop that fullback run they keep doing. If they can do that, force them to pass, they're not going to be as successful. This Raider defense is really good. And if they can step up right here, they have a good chance to come back and make a game of this.
If defense can cause the turnover here, that would really change the outcome of this game. With Regis going to be in great field position if they could cause it here after such a great punt inside the 5-yard line, set up on the 4.
This drive is where the Raider defense has to show why they're the #1 in the state.
And they're going to get their chance to do it right here going into the 4th quarter.
No one in the, looks like there's a fullback in the backfield for Columbine.
Now, looks like Dearmont keeps it.
Great stop by the Raiders defense right there. Strong push on the O-line, getting through there.
It's Connor Snow that actually kept it on that one, who leads the team in rushing yards per game. Now, 2-yard gain after that play. 2nd and 8. Columbine takes their time to get to the line.
Columbine's going to really try and run out this clock this drive, try and make the most of it using the clock.
Now stopped in the backfield.
Another great stop by this Raider defense.
Jake Heimlicher looked like caught up in a small fight. Now talks to the referee.
Big 3rd down coming up here for both teams. If the Raiders can make a stop, the momentum kind of shifts back, and Columbine gets this 3rd down. Raiders defense needs to make a stop soon.
It's now on 3rd and 5 with 10:50 left to go. If the Raider defense can prove they're the #1 in the state, that would definitely help them here.
Maybe the biggest play of the game coming up right here.
3rd and 5 now with 10:35 left to go in the 4th quarter. Under center. They're going to run the ball and take it down in the backfield.
A great stop by the Raiders in the backfield, forcing on a 4th down. It's going to be a punt from Columbine. Raiders offense needs to take this ball and score.
Raiders doing a great job not being fooled there. I was a little fooled up here. Couldn't see who had the ball, but stopped in the backfield as the defense comes off the field and special teams unit comes out.
Columbine's really doing a good job of faking it, but the Raiders defense is doing a better job of reading it this drive. They've really come alive in this fourth quarter.
Looks like Thomas still sitting on the bench.
It's going to be a big return for Regis to get field position. Low snap.
Now, fair caught by Aubrey, and ball comes out of his hands. And he falls on top of it, but instead of him having it at the 50, looks like it'll be on the 45.
Lucky break there for Regis. Good job recovering that muff punt. It was a great punt by the Columbine punter as well.
So now 9:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Regis needs a good drive here to score. And they're going to have to find a way to get the ball back again. And their defense is doing a great job of giving the offense a fair share of their time with the ball.
Michael, what do you think this offense has to do to push the ball down the field and get a score here?
And I think they really need to capitalize on mistakes made by Columbine, finding the mismatch, especially with the passing game.
They really need to go back to what they were doing in the first half as well. They had them fooled in many plays in that second quarter, mostly.
Justin hands it off to Martinez. Martinez takes it up the middle. And is still not taken down. Gets more yards.
Good push to the pile by the Raiders. Good effort by Keon.
Looks like an 11-yard gain going across the field. So now clock still winding down, 9:18 left to go. Raiders set up on the 44-yard line.
They need a quick score here, Michael.
Lamb gives to Martinez again, who takes it up the middle.
Each play taking up a good chunk of the field here. Raiders really need this drive.
Raiders moving quicker than they usually do. 2nd and 6 with 8:57 left to go. 21-10, the Rebels lead over the Raiders.
Regis has 2 timeouts left because they had to use one on the Columbine's 2 drives ago. Trying to stop that touchdown. Didn't proceed to do so.
Now Justin and shotgun again. He's going to hold on to it. No, he gives it to Martinez. Takes it up the middle and could be a loss.
Tripped up back there, just lost his footing, got hit a little bit.
So the ball's going to stay on the 40-yard line. 3rd and 6 with 8:20 left to go.
Big third down here for the Raiders. They need to convert this.
Raiders look to the sideline for the call.
It's going to be an interesting call to see what Coach Philman does here.
Jack Peppercorn and looks like Cade Mendenhall on the left side. Justin's going to keep it. Throws it short to Aubrey. Not sure why they went with that call, but Aubrey was wrapped up right away.
That screen pass hasn't been working for this Raiders offense. They need to resort to something else on bigger yards they need on each play.
So now on 4th and 8, Justin could punt.
If they go for this 4th down, it could be one of the biggest plays of this football game.
So now on 4th down, they need to convert. Justin's going to keep it. Play action. Throws down the field. Finds Aubrey Marshall Parker.
Oh.
And it goes off his hands right around the 5-yard line.
Nearly a really big play from this Raider offense. Really needed that right there.
Now it's going to be going the other way for the Rebels. And Connor, I got to tell you, I thought he had that one. Broke free from the cornerback and was open around the 5, but laid out for that one and couldn't come up with it.
I as well thought he had that ball, Michael. Just a little too far out in front of him. Maybe he could have caught it. Just barely slipped out of his hands right there. Major killer right there, but this defense, once again, needs to step up and show why they're #1 in the state.
And now Grandview scores again against the Valor Eagles. 28-10 is the score.
That's really shocking.
In the fourth quarter.
Valor's been really dominant all year.
Now set up in the, looks like maybe the T formation. Quarterback's going to keep it. Dump pass to the right side and out of the reach.
Overthrew it a little bit there. If he caught that, that would have been big for Columbine. Lucky break there for Regis.
Now 2nd and 10 with 7:05 left to go. Still plenty of time left in this game for the Raiders to show they have a chance.
Right now, I really think Columbine's going to try and run the rock, start chewing some clock down.
Now, taken up the middle by the fullback.
Almost broke free. Big tackle right there by Regis.
The Raider defense doing a great job of stopping him. Looks like it might have been Gino Macias on the tackle.
Another big 3rd down coming up for this Raiders defense. Big stop they need right here.
So now 6:35 left to go in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 5.
Really big play right here, Michael.
Pitch to the left side. Might be enough for the 1st down, but could be just inches short.
Looks like it's going to be marked short here, Michael. What do you think Columbine's going to do?
I think Columbine might go for it. Their run game has been so strong.
Their fullback is really strong. That fullback run up the middle works almost every time.
Looks like the Columbine offense stays on the field.
I really think they're going to run this clock down, consider their options, and then make a decision. Looks like their offense is out on the field.
It's now with 5:48 left to go. Play clock is at 5. And it looks like it'll be a delay game. Unless a timeout was called, and it was by the Columbine Rebels.
Yeah. Really think they tried to draw him off sides right there. We'll see if they still try and go for it or punt the ball.
So now 4th and 1 for the Rebels. And they call a timeout. They're set up on the 49-yard line. Looking across midfield here on this play. We'll see if they go for it or if they punt on 4th down. Stay tuned. Back on the Raider Sports Network. 4th and 1 with 5:37 left to go. Man in motion for Columbine.
Big play right here for the Reach defense. They need to stop.
And they're going to hand it off up the middle. The Raider defense shuts him down, and it looks short.
No, they got it.
And the chains move.
Columbine gets a real favorable spot there.
The Raider section not too happy about that. The ball was spotted. Looks like maybe a few more yards than it should have been.
Looks like Columbine's going to try and milk this clock out from this point on.
Now they go. Hand it up the middle again. Maybe a gain of 4 or 5. Now with 4:50 left to go, Columbine really taking their time, letting the clock run down.
That clock is just slowly going down, and it's not in Regis' favor right now.
It's now 2nd and 5 for the Rebels. Same formation, the T.
Regis needs a big defensive player here. Try to force a fumble.
Couple guys in motion. Now they go to the eye. They're going to pitch to the backfield. He's got room to run. Breaks a tackle, gets to the 20-yard line. The 10. And breaks another tackle. Takes it in for the touchdown.
And that might have just sealed it for this Columbine team.
So now the Rebels taking it into the end zone again. 27-10 is the score with 4:15 left to go.
This Columbine run game has just been so good all game, and it's just been tough for this Regis defense to try and stop it.
The kick is through the uprights. 28-10 with 4:15 left to go. You know, what's going to be key for the Raiders right now is not giving up.
Yeah.
I think they still have a chance in this game. It's definitely possible, especially in high school football. Onside kicks, fumbles, especially with the weather like this. They can't give up here. They can't have low energy.
They need full effort still. Anything is possible in this game. You know, we've seen it before against Regis. It happened to us week 2 of the season against Mullen.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we do it against Columbine tonight.
Yeah. If they can put in this full effort, anything is possible, Michael.
So now, Keon and Aubrey back to receive.
They're going to be looking for a really big return here right now, Michael.
Set up the Raiders in great field position would be great. And
I wonder if they're even going to kick a deep to our returners. They know they're really good.
now it looks like taken by Aubrey, and he's going to give it to Keon. Keon does a little move and has some room to run. Gets to the 30-yard line, breaks the tackle. Now at the 40, and gets all the way up to the 43-yard line. A smart play by Aubrey to give it to Keon.
Keon really shifty up the field, making a lot of moves, making the defense miss.
So Aubrey giving it to Keon, and Keon taking it to distance up to the 42-yard line.
This offense really needs to bring out some big plays right now. If they want to get back into this game, they need a lot of pass plays. They can't really settle for the run.
Just in the backfield. Starts to run. Has a chance to give to Keon, but instead he keeps it. Cuts back and gets to the midfield.
Regis needs to hurry here. They can't really take much time. Not much time left on the clock. They're down by 18 points. They need 3 scores. They need to get the play in faster.
Now Justin in shotgun. Throws a low pass to the right side. Looks like Jack Peppercorn.
First down. The clock will not start until the ball is placed.
And now they hustle to the other side of the field. Jack's on the left side now. Justin in shotgun. Starts to roll out to the left side. Great block by Keon. Justin has room to run, and he does run. Slides at the 40. Now they really need to start moving quicker.
Yeah.
3:15 left to go. Clock winding down.
They really need a big play right here. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot down the field to the end zone.
Justin in shotgun. Finds Aubrey, and it goes off his hands. And
complete. First down, clock stops.
They're going to call it complete for first down.
Yeah, get to the line quick here.
Now the clock keeps winding down to 2:56. Trips out to the right side. Justin's going to roll to the right. Keon doing a great job blocking. And throws it short. So it looks like Jack Peppercorn. Definitely a break for the Raiders. The clock gets to stop, but they need the ball to keep moving down the field on 2nd and 10.
Maybe not the worst decision by Justin. You know, if it's a bad spot to put it, don't force anything. You don't want to turn the ball over in this situation right now.
Exactly. They can't rush anything here. Still time left. Justin in shotgun. Throws a dump pass to Keon, and Keon starts to run and maybe gets 6 yards on that play.
Keon slipped a little there. They did not give him the first down, it looks like.
It's now 3rd and 2. Trips out to the right side. Aubrey down at the bottom of your screen. Throws it over the middle. Finds, looks like Jake Heimlicher.
Pass completed. You need to hurry to the line once again. It's offense in full hurry-up mode right now.
Jake Heimlicher, a guy you can rely on right now. He can make the catch. And
sooner or later, they need to take a shot to the end zone.
they tried to call a timeout, and no flags thrown. It's thrown late. Coach Philman upset about that. Columbine was calling a timeout. They were also offsides at the same time. We'll see what the refs saw first. So now,
looks like the
ball's going to move forward for the Raiders.
They did end up calling the penalty right there. Moves them up a little bit. They need to take a shot at the end zone soon, Michael. They're wasting too much time on this drive.
Now the clock starts to go again at 2:10 left to go. Justin in shotgun. Throws it over the middle. Has a guy open for the touchdown. Cade Mendenhall.
They called the touchdown.
So Cade Mendenhall in at the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Justin places a perfect pass to him.
2 minutes and 2 seconds left, Michael. Yeah, they're going to go for 2 right now to make it a 10-point game. Still would be 2 scores either way, but they want to get it quickest way possible.
So, after that drive, 28-16. Still 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in this game.
This is a big 2-point conversion, Michael, because if they get it, it makes it a touchdown field goal. If they don't, it makes it 2 touchdowns that they need.
Now timeout's called by Columbine. So 28-16. Raiders are going to go for 2 on this play. They're going to get more time to talk it over. With that timeout, we're also going to take a timeout too on the Raiders Sports Network. So now, Raiders, after scoring, finding Cade Mendenhall in the end zone, they're going to go for 2 here. 2 receivers out to the right side.
Bad snap.
And bad snap picked up by Justin. Fumbles it.
Justin
still holds on to it. A dump pass to Keon. Keon's going to take it in for the 2-point conversion.
What a play.
And so Justin fumbles the snap, picks it up, almost gets taken down in the backfield, but does a quick dump pass to, looks like Keon Martinez. And he takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
Big play right there. Nice, great play by Justin. Keon wide open. Very nice job of elusive by Justin getting out of the sack.
So now, with 2:02 left to go, Raiders only down by 10, 28-18.
Raiders got 2 timeouts left. They need an onside kick right here.
Plenty of time left in this game.
Plenty of time for Raiders to come back and make this a good game.
This is a big play for the Raiders.
If the Raiders do not get this onside, there is a chance they can get the ball back, but they will not have any timeouts.
So now, a huge play for the Raiders right here. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to go before one team has to go home and another one advances.
Regis looking for a real lucky bounce right here. They need it.
And the kick is up. Takes a bounce, and it doesn't go far enough. The flag's thrown, and the Rebels are going to get it at the 35-yard line.
2 timeouts left.
So now the onside kick not going the way they wanted it to go, but
First down in this game is pretty much over, Michael.
now Raider defense doesn't let them go anywhere.
Timeout. Going to be called by Regis right here. They'll have 1 left after this. This Regis defense really needs to make a quick stop.
So we stop the clock at 1:55. Raiders need to prove that they're the #1 defense in the state right here. They can cause a fumble.
Yeah, that timeout on the last scoring drive, or 2 scoring drives to go for Columbine. One of the most killer timeouts this game.
Something that should not have been called, as we knew they were on the 1-yard line. So.
And their run game has been so strong. You got to think that they're going to score.
But instead they use it. So you get what you have.
So now if the Raiders do get the football back, it will be with probably around a minute left. And they will really need to work quickly.
So now the Columbine rushing game is definitely wearing down the Regis defense. We haven't seen a turnover tonight, which means 1 is on the way.
A forced fumble here would be huge for this Regis defense.
So now in the T formation. Taken off to the right side, kept by the quarterback. And he goes out of bounds.
And the clock will...
So...
And it looks like the clock did not stop. Regis called a timeout to stop the clock. It really looked like he was out of bounds right there, Michael.
Looked like they pushed him very, very far out of bounds, but no, they stay in bounds, and now they're going to call the timeout. So 3rd and 3, Raiders need a huge stop here.
This is the game right here for the Raiders. If they do not get this stop, this game will end.
So now Columbine, a minute 45 away from a semifinal home game against Cherry Creek or Eagle Crest. Unless Regis can make a stop here.
If Regis gets the ball back, their offense needs to move quicker than we've ever seen it before. They're really slow working. They want to get the plays right. They're going to have to hurry.
It's now in the I formation. Raider defense set up strong. Coming hard.
Fullback.
Taking up the middle and stopped right away.
Great play by the Regis defense. Giving their offense another chance to maybe make this.
So now I'm assuming Columbine's going to call a timeout as the clock winds down.
Or they're going to take a delay of game, either or.
So the clock keeps winding down now at a minute 10.
If they do end up punting this football to our return and not kicking out of bounds, we need a really big return for whoever's returning the football for Regis.
And they stopped the clock. They're going to call a delay game. Columbine did not want that. They tried to get it off right before he called it, but couldn't do it quick enough, so now move to 4th and 9.
You gotta assume they punt this football, Michael. They don't want to give Regis this good field position.
So now
Their offense is still on the field. Doesn't look like they're going to punt this football.
set up to go for it.
They might be trying to draw them off sides.
They're going to pitch back, and they punt. A short punt, but it bounces in favor of Columbine and rolls to the 5-yard line. Clock stops at the 47 seconds.
They have to go 95 yards and get the football back. No
So-
timeouts for this Raiders offense.
They're going to have to move quick and get the ball out of bounds. They don't want to waste any downs spiking it. They got 47 seconds to get downfield, and they're going to play with all their heart right now.
This is the season for the Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Justin and shotgun. Plenty of time. They don't rush anyone. Keon. Instead of going out, he tries to cut the other way, and
The clock
nowhere to
will
go.
continue to run.
It's now a loss for the Raiders.
They need to throw this football deep.
Justin finds Jake Heimlicher, who's hit hard, and they're going to keep going. 15 seconds left to go.
This clock continues to
Hail
wind
Mary
down.
here.
There's not going to be enough time for this Raiders offense to score 10 points.
So now, Justin rolls. Finds Shaq Peppercorn. He goes out of bounds with 2 seconds left to go. And they let the clock go down to .3.
And this game is all but over. It was a great season by the Raiders.
The scoreboard clock says .3, but should be around 2 seconds. And they're going to keep it at .3.
Looks like they're just going to throw this ball deep.
Looks like.
And they jump off sides with .3 seconds to go. Unbelievable.
May have been an encroachment. We'll see where the ball goes, and no, they walk it backwards. Raider sideline. Giving hugs right now.
Step back. They run a screen pass to Keon.
Keon loses his feet, and that's going to be it for the Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Columbine advances
to the semifinal game, which will be played next Friday or Saturday. Date to be determined against Cherry Creek or Eagle Crest, who play tomorrow. Final score of 28-18 at Jeffco Stadium. Raiders had a hard-fought game.
Really great season for this Raiders team.
Going
disappointing to see it end, but
disappointed to see it end this way, but they will learn from their mistakes and stay strong next year, but not before losing some solid senior players that deserve a little mention. Jake Heimlicher, who led the state in sacks this year. Ben Hecht, who was in the top 3 leading the state in tackles this year. And Keon Martinez, a junior who will be back next year. Did such a great job stepping up. DJ Jackson, who was a senior too, had to come out after an injury halfway through the season, and Keon stepped up and took the role of DJ, played strong. Connor, any other words you have to add?
no, it was a great game. We just couldn't pull it off. The Columbine's run game is really strong, and nothing much you can do there.
Now Columbine run game strong. Raider defense couldn't hang with it. But a hard-fought season. Raiders finished going 10-2. That'll do it for us on the Raider Sports Network. What a great season, and we'll be back soon with basketball. I'm Michael Manugian along with Connor Donnell. This is the Raider Sports Network.